That's right. What would Christmas Eve be without a message from me? That's right. What would Christmas Eve be without a message from me? Look, this past year, Listen, a lot of people have reached out to me this past year and have shared their own struggles. And my ability to be there for them has really only been possible because of my own difficulties. And while it's been a privilege to offer support, I have to say, frankly, it's also been beyond my abilities, and it's bigger than me. Because heartbreakingly, so many have talked about things having gotten so bad for them that they've contemplated taking their own lives. And that's enough for me to want to take an entirely different approach this year, to acknowledge their pain and say to anyone out there who's struggling or contemplating that idea, please, please do not take that step. If you're standing in a place that you can no longer remain standing, if you're suffering, if you need help, if you feel guilt or shame, if you're struggling with your identity, if your back's up against the wall, or if you feel that there is no path for you, whatever your situation, I promise you there is a path. And that at this time, during this holiday and beyond, even if you don't feel it, there are people out there who understand and who can help, because you are not alone. And so I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, a great 2021, and say to all those out there who might be suffering, it gets better. It does get better. Happy holidays, everyone.
That was Kevin Spacey, once again, giving us a gift this Christmas. 3 years in a row, he doesn't disappoint. This time, it's a little more real. And we're going to dissect it. In the actor's room, my name's Jeff Tarowski. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. Christmas Eve. Kevin Spacey. They go hand in hand. And he even says in the very beginning of this clip, what would Christmas Eve be without a message from me? And then he repeats himself. He's in love with himself. He's got a little bit of a crush on himself. And hey, that's a good thing, right? Confidence. Kevin Spacey is loaded with confidence and still is to this day, even though he hasn't worked in 3 years. I looked it up. I was a little curious. What's Kevin been doing? Folks, absolutely nada. He has all year to plan for this message. This is his only acting gig right now. And I got to tell you, this one was really interesting. And if you've watched the clip, he's got a tripod set up in the park. Got to be Los Angeles or nearby. He's got a camera on a tripod, and he's sitting on a park bench. Middle of the day, nobody around. Did he section off something? I don't know. There's nobody around. And he's talking to us, very intimate. Where the other clips, the first one, he makes it look like he's at a party in his house, and he's in the kitchen slicing up meat. And the second one looks a little more isolated. He's in front of his fireplace, Cute little sweater. But the first two were definitely staged. It took time, and he made sure he did it his way. This one was a bit different because of all that's going on with the pandemic and people suffering, like he says in the clip. I mean, all the things he said in the clip make sense, don't they? There's no doubt about it. But like before, all this stuff, the clip, this recent one, and the clips before, they're all staged. Is Kevin Spacey still acting? Even in this clip where it looks like he's not. Or the way he set it up. What do you think? You think that's the real Kevin Spacey right there? That's the real guy? Kevin Fowler? That's his real name, by the way, Kevin Fowler. His middle name is Spacey. His last name is really Fowler. He changed it. It's Kevin Spacey. He's been putting on masks for a long time. He was abused when he was a kid and sort of pushing everything away by wearing certain masks through his life to protect himself. And in the process of doing that, gained confidence step by step in his life, being successful, being an actor, meeting people. Kevin Spacey did it the right way. If there's a guideline book out there about acting, and I'm sure there is, I'm sure there's thousands of books for actors to buy, or anybody, to learn how to make it in the business. There's no solid way, a foolproof way, especially for any entertainment job. It's so hard to make it, to make a living out of it. But if there was a book, Kevin Spacey should write it. He did it the right way. He worked hard. He's smart. Went to a good school, used their programs, got a lot out of it, broke out on his own when he was ready, did what he had to do. He didn't know anybody, really. He met Jack Lemmon when he was in high school for a seminar, but that was it. He was on his own. If he was going to make it, Kevin Spacey was going to have to work his fucking ass off. And that's exactly what he did back in the 70s and 80s. He trained. He knocked on doors, this guy. That's what you got to do in order to increase your chances and percentages of being successful as an actor. He went to seminars. He went to luncheons. Anything and everything. If there was something going on, this guy was there. Shaking hands, making contacts, putting his name out there, and maybe doing other things, unethical things as well. Folks, it happens. But you got to do what you got to do. And this guy is confident because he did all these things and was successful. And because he was such a domineering figure, just so confident, kicking ass for as long as he was. And ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Spacey was kicking ass professionally and in his personal life for a very long time. I wonder how many people in his life told him, Kevin, you're one of the greatest actors I've ever worked with, or you're one of the best actors I've ever seen in my life. What does that do to you? It makes your head big. It just happens. And Kevin's head got really big. I mean, it even looks like, just physically, his head is enormous. Like Patrick Swayze. Remember Patrick Swayze? I love him. I watched Dirty Dancing a couple of days ago. But he had a big noggin. Some people just have a big head. Kevin, metaphorically and for real, had a pretty big head. And some people run with it. They abuse it. They use their power. And Kevin did that. He hurt people in the business by being a fucking dickhead. He had the power. He used it and made people feel small around him. Most anyway. He yielded that. And hurt people. In his first 2 clips, they make you really scratch your head. What is Kevin trying to tell us here? Is Kevin Spacey so involved in politics, in the entertainment field on high levels, meeting people because of his success and his status, where he got to shake hands and hang out with some very important people? And now, because of this, he feels confident enough, even though he's not working. He's been blacklisted. And he's able to still bring us a part of him, even if it's not him, because when you're acting, it's not really you. It's not. You're playing. You're lying. Lying for a living. And Kevin, he's really good at that, ain't he? I know I believe him when I see him on screen. I know a lot of people believed him when they saw him on stage. Screen and stage, just kicking ass for years. The guy knows what he's doing. No doubt. First 2 clips, holy shit. What? But this one is the one we're talking about. I rambled. It's all right. Got to set it up. It kind of, it makes sense describing what just came out a couple of weeks ago. Kevin giving us another gift, like I said. I opened it up a few weeks ago, this clip. I've been busy. This should have come out about 2-3 weeks ago, but I got stuff going on. You got stuff going on. You know what I'm talking about. And it's coming out now. My analysis of the latest Kevin Spacey clip, Christmas Eve, 2020. It seems like he's really talking to you. And you feel it. But do you? I don't know. I, once again, do this. Scratch my noggin. He's got it staged because, folks, he's got that camera on the tripod while he's sitting down in the park. And he says, what would Christmas be without another message from me? Another message from me. And he tries to, talk from the bench. And no, it's not enough. No, I got to get up, take the camera off the tripod, and we go on a little walk with Mr. Spacey, him and us. Here we go. We're going to go on a stroll in Los Angeles with Kevin. I can't wait. Folks, he's still putting on an act. But I think we do see a little bit of Kevin come through there. A little bit. Little bits and pieces of Kevin are there. Oh, no doubt about it. The other 2 clips, no. This one, yes. A little bit of Kevin comes out. And because he's not acting anymore, I think he's a little rusty. Hey, with any profession, you got to keep working to keep it on pace, right? Like an athlete, okay? Say freaking Tom Brady. That's a bad example because he's 40. Say any athlete at the top of their game doesn't practice or work for 3 years. Nothing. Do you expect him to come on the court and kick ass without practice, actually performing in games? That's the same thing here. Kevin is rusty. Unless he's doing Shakespeare in his kitchen, I don't know, maybe he is. He could definitely do it. So Kevin explains that because of all the strife going on, people struggling, which they are, they're reaching out to Kevin because they feel that he can identify with them because he's been suffering. He has. Struggling, suffering, pissed, frustrated. That are all definitions that describe Mr. Spacey right now in his life. He's being punished in a way. His apartment or condo where he stays is sort of like a cell, his prison cell. And he's paying the price for being a prick and hurting young men and some women sexually. He's paying for it now. And I've said before, I don't know if Kevin feels bad about it. I don't get that from him. I just get that he got caught. He's being punished. Like the entertainment business and the world said, Kevin, retire your shit. The allegations, what the fuck? Give me your hand. So he sticks out his hand and they smack it. Ow. It hurts. He got it smacked pretty hard. He ain't working right now. Just like Johnny Depp. Oh, Johnny. Kevin, same boat. Johnny's just started. Kevin, his sentence, I don't know how long it's going to last. It could last forever. And a very interesting point is that it can. Will we ever see Kevin Spacey in a movie again? We may not. Wow. That just dawned on me. One of the greatest actors on this planet may never act again because he couldn't help himself. And you see a bit of that in this latest clip because he sees other people are suffering, and I think they are reaching out to him. Kevin Spacey's available right now. Okay. I'm sure his slate, his calendar is pretty open. So I'm sure he's responding to these people. There's conversations going on between Kevin and his fans, ones that are hurt by what's going on right now in the world. And he may be lending support, saying things can get better. And I think now, being on year 3 of his sentence, so to speak, Kevin's gone through it. Self-analysis, thinking about stuff. He might have went through year 1 just angry. We'll show him. Year 2, still angry. I'm here. Okay. You missed me. But year 3, he's having to go through some analysis. And how maybe, just maybe, piece by piece, Kevin Spacey's masks are slipping off. And maybe throughout time, we get to see a little bit more of the real Kevin. By God, I'd love to see him. I really would. And he's identifying with people suffering because Kevin is. I believe that. There's a little boy in there that's crying a lot. And I wonder if Kevin Spacey cries. I think he does. I think there's a lot of hurt in this man. Although he covers up a lot of stuff and has to protect himself, there's still that little boy in there that'll never go away. That little boy that was hurt. There's a reason why Kevin acts the way he does. So you let us see a little bit of Kevin, the real guy, in the latest clip. I think you do. And I like that. His fans, the ones that are diehard, miss him a lot, support him, and hearing from him every Christmas really makes them feel good. And if you go on IMDb, he's being credited for these. The only work he's done are these clips, and they're on IMDb. Getting credit for his Christmas Eve clips. I don't know. I want so badly to... I don't know if I can ever identify with Mr. Spacey because he's gone through so much, things that I'll never understand. He's accomplished so much, things that I'll never understand. And it was very easy to look up to him, feel sorry for him, hearing about his past. And I find myself, when I watch this clip, and I've seen it about 10 times, I find myself feeling sorry for him. Shit. Kevin, you're doing it. Maybe this is his plan. And when I think about the things he's gone through, it doesn't excuse the things he's done to people to hurt them and other really creepy stuff, fishy things that kind of been involved with Kevin. He was on a flight log to go to Epstein's Island. Now, it was only one time. I did research on this. I looked at the logs, and Kevin went with, I think, Kevin Hart. No, sorry. No, that's not true. Strike that. Not Kevin Hart. Chris Tucker. I'm sorry. I get those two confused. Please. Not Kevin Hart. As far as I know, no. Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker was on the flight log with Kevin Spacey one time. Just one time. So I don't know what that means. Because that flight log, there's like all these names. And you see the same names pop up a lot. But you only see Kevin's name once. And Chris Tucker. They went together. What happened there, Kevin? What happened on that flight, man? And when you got to the island, I would love to know. No, you say I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Don't say it. I don't want to know what happened on that island. I don't. I'm sure they had a pool party. Ooh. They played pinochle the whole time. Got back on the plane and, everything was fine. They had a good weekend, right? They watched some movies together, hung out, drank a few beers. Innocent stuff. Innocent. Because Kevin Spacey was just innocent. Not. Do you feel sorry for Kevin Spacey? What do you feel about this latest video? Do you think you see the real Kevin? Or do you think he's just acting again? It's just a different kind of acting. Will we ever see the true Kevin Spacey? I think we will eventually. I do. I think throughout time, this is year 3. So he may be slowly really getting it. Like, hey, I did some really shitty things. I was mean to a lot of people. A freaking dickhead. Does he know he's a dickhead? These real cocky people, they don't see it. They really believe that other people deserve to be treated that way. What? I mean, who do you think you are? These people that really talk down to others, I don't get it. That's what Kevin did. Will he ever feel sorry for what he did? I think he will in time. I do. I have that hope that it may be in year 10 or 11, 12. It may be about 10 years from now. Year after year, Christmas Eve after Christmas Eve, you're going to see a little bit more of Kevin come through. That's my hope. I may be completely wrong. In a year or two, all this COVID stuff will finally, fade away and things will get back to normal and Kevin will get back to normal. Not a good thing. His normal. And be who we really, I don't want him to be, but he feels comfortable being. A conniving liar who does things to not only entertain himself, but try to entertain us. I don't want him to be conniving anymore. I want him to straight up come out one Christmas Eve. Be honest with us. Take off the masks. Look into the camera. And talk to us. Tell us that he recognizes what he did and he's really sorry about it. He can't take it all away. But he can look at us through the camera lens and express his I don't know, maybe just to say, hey, I'm sorry. Just to express his sorrow that he woke up finally when, Jesus, I was a dick. And maybe I'll get on people's good sides if I actually tell them I'm sorry. That would be something, wouldn't it? Will we ever see that? I mean, people fuck up. They do. It's not like Kevin Spacey killed anybody, right? I mean, there's rumors out there that he had people killed, and I don't believe that. The chances of that are so slim. Incredibly slim. I mean, you touched people in inappropriate ways. You were, not nice. Say you're sorry. And people will be like, wow, I get it. And through time, we forgive and forget. Kevin, listen. If you say you're sorry and really mean it, really mean it. You could tell. If somebody is apologizing and they don't mean it, shit. My kids do that. They fight. I'm like, apologize to your sister. And the one's just like, sorry. I'm like, oh yeah, I felt that. I felt it right here. And your sister, she felt it too. Really mean it. Really say it. And I guarantee you, things will start turning around. It takes a big man to admit that he did something wrong. Apologize for it and move on with your life. Spite is bullshit. Wasted energy, man. Gotta lift yourself up. If you're feeling down, you're feeling dissed, okay? It does you no good by complaining about it. Do something about it. Right. Okay. That was my analysis of the clip. I get real heated about this stuff. It's my way. It's my therapy. This little phone here that records my show is my analyst. Hello, Mr. iPhone. Analyst. MD. My phone has a degree. It does a great job. It just sits there and it listens to me. It doesn't judge me. I just say what I say. And it lays there. Okay? And it takes it in. Now, I don't get much feedback from my phone. Okay? It's not giving me any advice. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed my Johnny Depp episodes. I put a lot of time and effort into those shows and learned a lot about Johnny. And I hope you did too. And I hope you learned something from the show, whether it's something little or a lot, by listening to my show. And when I do that, and if I don't know how to say this, because I love doing the show. But I'm finding the more I do it, I'm learning things about these people I admire or have admired. And they make me upset. I'm finding that my show, I'm too angry. Or maybe I'm just picking the wrong topics. But I'm picking topics that are interesting, that people want to turn into. If I'm doing light stuff, people really don't care about it. But I got to do that because if I don't, I'm going to go insane. I'm going to lose my mind. Or maybe not. Maybe this is just good therapy. But I'm finding out all this negative stuff about Hollywood. And although interesting, has put a different spin on my show. And you're getting shows from me, most of them anyway, that aren't positive. And I want to switch that up. But will it happen? Because I go week to week on stuff. I get a feel for something and I do it. I don't plan ahead. I don't have a calendar where I have Tom Hanks written down, circled, February 20th. I don't do that. I go week to week. Like I said I was going to do Keanu Reeves. I don't know. I might. I might not. I may do something completely different. We'll see. But finding out this stuff about Hollywood, did you hear about the actor Armie Hammer? Oh, man. That's his Army is his nickname. His real name is Armand Hammer. And he's been in shit. Look him up. Good looking guy. He's a psychopath. Look up what's going on with the actor Armie Hammer. And you will go, what the F is going on in the world? Things are breaking down. Is that a good thing? The way things are revealed now, where years ago, this stuff, you wouldn't hear about it. With social media, the access that we have, we're now seeing more of the world in a very short period of time. And this craziness going on in the world right now, it's almost too much. My little heart can't take it. It's so interesting, yeah. I mean, it's almost like entertainment. The news, the social media, reports. It's so much information. I don't know where to... Armie Hammer, this guy, hey, should be locked up. If what all this stuff is true about him. Oh my God. What a world. What a world. It's a world. But I'm also realizing too, I'm babbling. I hope you're still listening, right? Hi there. But the thing is, these are still human beings. They're human. But there's something wrong in their brains. Is that what it is? When they say certain people have a screw loose, I don't know. And some do. Where you're mentally unstable. And I get that. It's a chemical condition, whatever. And they need help. But the ones that walk around seeming completely normal, but they're not. Those are the ones that scare me. Oh, man. The guy that walks down the street or your neighbor who you think is completely normal comes off fine, looks fine, acts fine. But you don't know what goes on behind closed doors because we don't live with this guy that you see down the street or the woman walking her dog every day at 5 o'clock p.m. They seem pretty normal, but are they? By God. Stay sane out there. Please. It's been a hell of a ride. We're coming on about a year on this COVID bullshit. And Kevin Spacey, he's sick of it too, I'm sure. We're all frustrated. Hang in there, Kevin. Really start thinking about next year, man, and what you're going to say. What does Kevin do, I wonder? What fills his days? I wonder if he's writing a book. Or singing. He sings, I think. He can sing. I'm sure he fills his day with art. And that's what I love talking about. In the actor's room, art. And we'll get back to that. Talking about acting. Films. These brilliant people. They have special talents. They entertain us. I've been watching Cobra Kai. I love it. It's corny. But you know what? The 80s were corny. So I like that. I found out a friend of mine that I have been in contact with for a very long time. For maybe 15 years. Yeah, about 15 years. He was an agent. And then he got into producing. And works hard. He works his fucking ass off. He knows the business. And I saw a picture of him with William Zabka, the star of Cobra Kai. What the? Wow, cool. I find out this guy I've known for so long, we talk about scripts together. He would throw stuff my way, projects. Nothing ever happens. It's amazing how projects just fall through. All the projects out there that just go boom. But this guy represents William Zabka. He's his agent or manager. Manager, I think. By God, how cool is that? I love William Zabka. I just do, man. He makes that show. He may not be the best actor. I think he's fine. I hear people say he's horrible, but that's the kind of character he's playing in Cobra Kai. Is supposed to be like that. That corniness. And I think he's doing a great job. Being a burnout, struggling father/man. Still stuck in the 80s. The corn. I think he's doing a fabulous job. I do. I love the show. Cobra Kai, I love it. I got through season 3, is it? The latest season, in 2 days. 2 nights. I sat down and watched the first night, 4 or 5 episodes, and we finished it off yesterday. Boom, 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 boom. Done. 2 days. Fuck. I got to find something else to watch. So entertaining. Good for you, William Zabka. And Ralph Macchio. Good for you guys. Gosh, just, I don't know what it is about 80s stuff. The 80s were fantastic. They were fantastic. I was so lucky, man, to grow up in the 80s. I was so lucky. The last innocent generation, maybe? Not too innocent. We had cable. I guess no generation's too innocent, but yeah. Thank you once again for listening to my show. I try to have fun with it, just, bullshit with you. I hope you enjoy that about the show. I go off on stuff. It happens. Next episode, I'm going to try to do an actor. We'll see what happens. I'm meeting up with my bro tonight, Dave, and I'm going to dangle a few names in front of him. You want to do this guy? You want to do this actress? Maybe do a director, Does Dave want to do something controversial or light? I think he likes to do the controversial stuff, but it takes a lot out of you. Well, there were times my brother and I would fight about a subject, sensitive stuff. I like that. It makes for a good show when there's a bit of friction. 2 opinions, right? You don't want people talking, they're all agreeing on stuff. That's boring. Nobody wants that. The confrontation, that's what makes things work. Maybe I'll just go off on my bro, right? And just completely yell at him. How dare you, dude? Your opinion is horrible. And I punch him in the face. You're right on my show. You hear? And then he just completely loses it and beats the shit out of me. That would make for great podcast material. So I'm getting together with him tonight. It's been a long time since the 2 of us have just hung out. Life happens. You know how it is. So hang in there. Go out tonight. Stay in. Be safe. Stay sane. We're going to get through this. We're going to get through it. We are. Good times, right? We're going to look back at this fiasco and just sigh. Go, 2020, 2021. Remember that? What the? But you lived it, right? Like a badge of honor. Like 15 years from now. You're talking about what's going on now. And reminiscing. Go, we got through that shit. We did it. Ha! Ha! Just like grandparents went through Depression and World War II. And the other generation going through Nam, right? Or the Korean War. Boy, and all the revolutions and shit. I mean, there's been stuff going on, folks. I mean, it's tough right now. But there's been other things in the past. Definitely were a big deal. Our country going through a lot. That's the way it goes. But you get through it. And we will. So hang in there. God bless you. Have a good one.